Hi, everybody. It's Debra from peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called, Is It Too Late to Train My Dog? Can You Teach an Old Dog New Tricks? I'm guessing if you're here to watch this video that you're having some behavioral issues with your dog who is either an adult or perhaps even an elderly dog, and you want to know if it's too late. Can you train this dog? The answer is that you can. In today's video, we're going to actually talk about that, and we're going to talk about 10 specific things that you can teach an old dog. So let's go ahead and get into the video. If you've been here before, you know I have a website called peoplelovinganimals.com. We're going to use this article on the website called, Is It Too Late to Train My Dog? You Can Teach an Old Dog New Tricks. We're going to use this article to keep us on track for today's video. I am going to give you a link to the article in the description box, and anything we talk about in the video, I'll give you the links in the description box, so you'll be able to go and get more information on the website if you would like to. Now, it is a myth, when you hear the phrase, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. When it comes to actual dog training, yes, you can. As a matter of fact, I think older dogs are easier to train than younger dogs because they're not as ridiculous as a puppy. If you've ever tried to train a puppy for the first year of their life, they're ridiculous. It's very hard to keep their attention. It's very hard to teach them anything. I think an adult dog or even an elderly dog is actually much easier to train because they're not as excitable. They don't have as much energy. It's much easier to keep their attention. So I think the answer is yes, you can teach an old dog. And also, I think it's easier to teach a new dog than it is to teach a younger dog. I would like to recommend to you, before we go over the 10 different things that you can teach your new dog or your older dog, is DoggyDan. If you've been here before, you've heard me talk about the online dog trainer. It's run by a professional dog trainer and a behavioral specialist named DoggyDan. And on the website, he has more than 300 dog training videos, and they're actual videos of DoggyDan training dogs. So in my opinion, it's the best form of dog training there is, because you actually get to see a professional dog trainer training dogs. And it does include training for elderly dogs. And he has a $1 3-day trial where you can go in there for $1. You can have 3 whole days. You have full access to the whole website. You can watch as many videos as you want. And then if you decide to get a membership, it's only $37 a month, and you can cancel anytime. So if you want, you can spend $1, go in there for 3 days, watch as many videos as you want, or spend $37, go in for a month, watch as many videos as you want. So that's my #1 recommendation if you would like some help from a professional dog trainer on whatever issue has brought you here, whatever issue you're having with your older dog that you need some help with. So I'll give you the links to that in the description box. Now, some of the things that DoggyDan can help you to teach your dog. These are all things that an elderly dog can learn. First of all, command training, simple things like sit and stay. This is one of the things that everybody wants to train their dog just for convenience. You want the dog to go lay down when you tell him. You want the dog to sit down when you tell him. These are just commands. You can teach your dog commands. #9, grooming. Things like nail trimming, brushing, inspecting their mouth and teeth. If you have an elderly dog and maybe he's never been trained to let you trim his nails, those types of things, you can certainly teach an elderly dog. #8, recall, getting the dog to come to you when called. Just like people, you can teach an older person something new, and you can teach an older dog something new. And DoggyDan's training techniques are so simple, they're so step-by-step, and they're so super effective that something like teaching an older dog to come to you when he's called, I don't care how many years he's lived not knowing enough to come when he's called. I don't care how old the dog is and how long he's gone, without knowing those commands and learning that, you can teach it to him. And these are all things, when you go to DoggyDan's website, if any of these resonate with you and you're like, yeah, that's what I need, any of these that are issues that you're having with your older dog, these are the videos that you look for when you go in there, okay? And DoggyDan will teach you step by step how to do it. Number 7, socialization, experiencing people and places. You know, if you have a dog that's afraid to go out, if you have a dog that doesn't get along well with other dogs at the park, or he's always, you know, has a fit whenever you see another dog walking down the sidewalk, if your dog doesn't do well with people, if your dog doesn't do well with children, again, no matter how old they are, these are behaviors that can be corrected, and there are things that you can teach your dog. There's ways that you can train the dog to be okay in these types of situations. Number 6, being home alone, separation anxiety. You know, I feel kind of sad whenever I think about this topic. There is a video, by the way, on my website, or I'm sorry, on my website, but also on my YouTube channel about helping a dog with separation anxiety. And by the way, all of these training issues, you will find specific videos on this YouTube channel about each of these training behaviors. But I can tell you, in each and every one of them, I'm going to give you a lot of tips about it, and then I'm going to refer you to DoggyDan for more help. So DoggyDan is the source, in my opinion, for the best dog training techniques, no matter what the issue is. But separation anxiety, it makes me kind of sad, especially in an older dog, because, you know, don't you feel like, you know, I don't know, it's almost like they feel vulnerable when they're home alone, like they're elderly, maybe they're in physical pain, maybe they have arthritis, maybe they don't feel like they can protect the house while you're gone because they've gotten older. I don't know. It just makes me kind of sad. But you can help a dog. You can help an elderly dog with separation anxiety. There's lots of things that you can do to help make that dog feel confident in himself. Okay. Also, there's an interruption here in my article, so I'm going to interrupt the video quickly to invite you to subscribe to my email list. I have a dog lovers email list associated with peoplelovinganimals.com. And if you subscribe to that list, first of all, I'll give you a free dog training manual called My Everyday Dog Training Tools, and it's written by DoggyDan. So you can have that as a free gift if you subscribe to my email list. And then once you're subscribed, about once a week or so, you'll get an email from peoplelovinganimals.com, and it'll be all about the health and care and training of dogs and puppies. So I hope that you will subscribe to that, and I hope that you enjoy it and find it to be valuable. So let's continue on with the video. Number 5, behavior with other dogs. If you have an elderly dog who just doesn't do well with other dogs, fights with other dogs, especially if that other dog happens to live in your house, then obviously it becomes a big issue and you need some help with that. So again, DoggyDan has videos on that particular subject on how you can get your older dog to get along with the other dogs. Number 4 is biting or mouthing. Now, this isn't as common in older dogs as it is with a puppy, but some dogs do develop this habit like for their whole life, and whenever you play with them, they're always biting you, even if it's an older dog. So this is something that you can correct. And again, it's very simple. DoggyDan's training techniques are super simple, super easy to follow, and so effective. So you will, again, I can't say it enough. Yes, you can teach your old dog new tricks. Yes, you can teach him all of these things. You can find a video on this from a professional dog trainer within the online dog training website on each one of these topics, and DoggyDan will show you how to do it. Number 3 is calming your dog. DoggyDan actually has a whole training series. I think it's called the calming code, and it's all about calming down in a dog. You know, what if your dog is like a nervous dog? What if they're just hyperactive? What if they're aggressive? You need to be able to calm that dog down. And if you have an elderly dog and you might be thinking, oh, well, he's been this way his whole life, nobody's ever corrected this, it's too late. It is not too late. Again, there are very effective step-by-step techniques that you can use to correct this behavior. And if it's might be, you know, dog aggression, fighting, all this sort of things, and that's the reason you need to calm your dog down. It also could be that you just have an extremely nervous dog. Your dog is fearful for whatever reason. So again, DoggyDan can help you with this issue and getting your dog to calm down. Potty training. You know, it seems weird that you would be talking about potty training when it comes to an older dog, but you know, there are some times when when the dog was a puppy, whoever owned them never potty trained them. And you've adopted this older dog. Maybe it was given to you by somebody, or maybe you took the dog on as a favor to somebody. Maybe you adopted a dog at a shelter and it's an adult dog, and all of a sudden you realize the dog's peeing all over the place. You're like, oh my God, this dog was never housebroken, you know? But again, don't fret. You can teach a dog potty training. You can housebreak an older dog, no matter how old the dog is. And again, it is step-by-step procedures, step-by-step techniques. A lot of DoggyDan's dog training has to do with cause and effect. If the dog does this, this happens. If the dog does this, this happens. A lot of it is, it's all very gentle, love-based training. It's all very gentle, loving dog training techniques, but also very effective. And a lot of it has to do with, like I say, cause and effect and rewards. You know, if you take an old dog out to the grass repeatedly, you take him out often, you take him out often, you take him out often, and every time he pees in the grass while you're outside and he's where you want him to pee, you give him a little piece of cheese. Do you see? I'm giving it away. That's one of DoggyDan's training tips. But do you know what? It's the same as potty training a puppy. Cause and effect, cause and effect. The dog's out in the yard. He pees where you want him to pee. He gets a piece of cheese. The dog's out in the yard. He pees where you want him to pee. He gets a piece of cheese. The dog will figure that out. And I don't care how old the dog is. They will figure that out. Whenever I pee here, I get a piece of cheese. They will figure that out. Okay. So they have this continuous cycle of pleasing you and getting rewarded for it, and they please you and they get rewarded. And so these are habits that they develop because they want the cheese. You know, it's kind of like a simple way to put it, but it almost really is that simple, because dogs don't think like we do. They don't reason things out. They don't think things through. They're very cause and effect. They're very black and white. If I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. And so it's your job as the dog owner to create positive experiences for them whenever they're doing something or behaving in a way that you want. Okay, that's kind of the whole crux of it. And number one, DoggyDan's training centers around becoming the pack leader. Now, some people misunderstand when they hear about, oh, you need to be a dog, or you need to be a pack leader to your dog, and they think in terms of aggressive. You got to hold the dog down. You got to be dominant. No, that's stupid. Stupid. Okay, that's not what pack leader training is. Pack leader training is where you do things, and DoggyDan teaches specific things to convince your dog that he doesn't have to be the pack leader, that you are the pack leader. All right. Now, think about this. If you can convince your dog that he doesn't have to be the pack leader, that you are the pack leader, you're in charge, you're the decision maker. Imagine the stress that that takes off the dog, especially if you have a nervous dog. Okay, dogs, if they're the pack leader, naturally, like instinctively, they think they have to protect you. They think they have to protect the house. They think they have to protect the kids. They think they have to protect the yard. They think, so, you know, you have a dog that's constantly barking out in the yard. You have a dog that is very aggressive with dogs or people. If you have a dog that won't let anybody in the house, if you have a dog that becomes upset every time you see another dog or a person approaching on the walk, if you have a dog that's barking all the time, all of these sorts of things. In DoggyDan's opinion, this all goes back to pack leader training. The dog is doing that because he feels that he is responsible for these things. Like out in the yard, he hears or sees somebody barking, barking, barking. He thinks it's his job to protect the yard, especially if the kids are out there. He thinks he's got to protect the kids. So if another dog approaches, he's going to have a fit. Another person approaches on the walk, the dog's going to have a fit. You know, the dog is almost like a nervous wreck, thinking that he has to be in charge of all of this. He's got to be in charge of the house. He's got to be in charge of you. He's got to be in charge of protecting everybody. Do you see what I mean? Dogs come from a pack mentality, and in a dog's world, in a dog's mind, somebody has to be the pack leader. And so if there's no other dog there, then they think they have to be the pack leader. So it's your job to demonstrate to the dog that you are taking on that role. You're saying to the dog, I'm the pack leader. I will protect us. I will make the decisions. Do you see what I mean? I think that it is so effective, and I think it's the most effective way to train any dog, whether it's a puppy, whether it's an older dog, whether it's an adult dog, is for you to take that burden off your dog and let them see you as the pack leader. And not only that, but the dog, just by instinct, will follow a pack leader. A dog wants to please the pack leader. Okay, so that's kind of what it all boils down to. So that's just kind of a review of what sort of help you can get from DoggyDan, and what sort of things that you can do as far as training an older dog. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm going to give you the links in the description box to go ahead and sign up for the $1 trial of DoggyDan. Go into the website. Like I say, if you've come here for a specific reason, you have a specific problem you're having with your older dog, go ahead and look for videos on that subject in DoggyDan's dog training website. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. You're going to find some real actual help and real actual steps that you can take to solve any behavioral issue that you are having with your dog. A couple of things before we leave. Lastly, it says in the article, it is not too late. It is never too late to train your older dog. Okay, so have faith. You can do it. A couple things before we leave. One is I donate to animal charities. If you have never been here before, you wouldn't know this. On my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, and also in this YouTube channel, I recommend products and services that I have researched and that I want to recommend to my viewers. I sign up to be an affiliate for those companies, and I get a small commission if you click on the links that I give you and you make a purchase. For example, if you decided that you wanted to pay for a membership of DoggyDan's dog training website, I will get a small commission if you click on my link in the description box and do that. It's how I do this for a living. peoplelovinganimals.com is my job. Okay, now I donate 10% of all of the commissions that I earn on the website and also on this YouTube channel to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you'll see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. Also, I would love it if you would subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do videos regularly all about the health and care and training of dogs and cats. I would love to have you on board as an email subscriber. I do have a dog lovers email list. I also have a cat lovers email list if you have cats as well. Please comment below if you have questions. I would love it if you would come back and comment. Let me know how you made out with teaching your older dog some new tricks or solving some sort of behavioral issue, if that's why you're here. And go ahead and sign up for the 3 days with DoggyDan for $1. And I think that you will be pleasantly surprised as far as the help that you can get from DoggyDan. Okay, so if you've gotten this far in the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps YouTubers when you do that. Again, I hope I've helped. My name is Debra, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.